Alright friends, today we are going to be moving on with the next steps of our Santa portrait. So remember that when we are drawing a portrait, we are drawing a picture of a person. If we are drawing a self-portrait, that is when we draw a picture of ourselves. But when we're drawing a portrait, it is a picture of a different person. So today we are going to finish up our Santa Claus portrait. The first thing we will do is we are going to use a red crayon and we're going to color in the top of his hat. We're going to leave his fluff of his hat here and here. We're going to leave that white and we're just going to very carefully color in Santa's hat. When I color, I'm going to use nice short straight lines back and forth in rows, and that helps me to keep my crayon inside the lines. The shorter your lines and the slower your lines, the easier it is to control your crayon and the easier it will be for you to stay inside of your outline. So I am just going back and forth in rows to make sure I'm filling in all of my white paper. Once I get to an area that might be a little bit harder to stay inside the lines, I'm going to use a slower line and I'm going to make it a little bit shorter so that I can make sure I'm not getting into my white areas here. If we get out of the lines on this side or over here, that's not as big of a deal because we will be cutting Santa out, so those lines will go away. But if we get our red crayon into his white fluff, then that is not going to go away. So I'm just going to go turn my paper a little bit, just like this. Once I have that red area done, then I'm going to use a pink to color in Santa's nose. Doesn't look like I have a pink right here handy. Let me grab one really quickly. Okay, now that I have a pink crayon, I'm going to color in Santa's nose pink. And again, I'm going short lines, making sure I stay inside of my outline. Once we have the coloring done, we are going to use our scissors and we're going to cut Santa out. So I'm going to go slow around all of these bumps. I want to make sure that I don't cut them off. We want to have a nice rounded beard for Santa. Just staying right on my black line all the way around, making sure that I don't cut anything off that needs to stay connected. And you might also notice how when I cut, I turn my paper a lot, and that helps me to stay on the lines. I like to hold my scissors pretty straight and turn the paper, because that helps me keep my scissors on my line a little bit. Just like this, all the way around. And I think I'm going to go ahead and pause my video again and finish cutting out Santa, just for the sake of time. Okay, so now that Santa is cut out, I'm going to go ahead and put all of my scraps in the trash. And next, we are going to use a green piece of paper, and we're going to go ahead and glue Santa right into the center of our green paper. So I kind of like to set him in there and make sure that he's centered. We have kind of equal space at the top and the bottom and equal space on the sides. Once I know where Santa's going to go, I'm going to use a glue bottle, or if you have a glue stick, that's fine too for this project. I'm going to flip Santa over, and I'm going to put baby dots of glue around his edges. Make sure to get them on the ball of his hat so that that doesn't flap around. Just baby dots. Our rule is I don't need a lot, I just need a baby dot. And then we will flip it over and stick him on. Scoot it down a little bit. And then once we have him glued down, if we do have extra time, then we will decorate the sides just to make him have a little bit more of a fancy background. But if we don't have time, then this will be our portrait of Santa.